Welcome back, everyone. Today we are doing a deep dive into something I think a lot of you probably have in your home.
Oh, yeah.
Vitamins.
Okay.
I know, that doesn't sound too thrilling, but we are going to be looking into the history of Nutrilite vitamins.
Yeah.
And get this, the story behind them is actually pretty fascinating.
Really?
Yes. The source material we have is a text all about the history of Nutrilite.
Yeah.
And it all starts in a really unexpected place.
Where?
Prison.
Prison?
Yeah.
That's not where I was expecting this to go.
Uh-huh. Right.
You don't exactly think cutting-edge health and wellness research in prison.
Exactly.
So how does a prison fit into all of this?
Well, our source material talks about how the company was started by a man named Carl Rehnborg back in the 1920s. And he found himself in the middle of a revolution in Shanghai and ended up in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And while he was there, he was obviously facing really limited food options, but he was a resourceful guy and started foraging for plants around the prison.
Okay.
And he used those plants to create nutrient-rich soups for himself and the other inmates.
Interesting. So he was basically experimenting out of necessity.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the story gets really interesting. He started to notice a real difference in the health of the prisoners who ate his plant-based soups compared to the ones who didn't.
Oh, wow. So that was like his aha moment.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a light bulb went off for him. And that experience kind of ignited this lifelong passion in him, this connection between what you eat and your overall health.
So that one experience in prison set the stage for the entire company.
Pretty much.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that is a wild origin story.
I know. So he gets out of prison and he goes back to the U.S. and spends a whole decade researching and experimenting until he created the first Nutrilite product, which was XX.
Wow, so he really dedicated his life to this.
Yeah, a full decade of research. And that dedication is still a huge part of the company even today, especially when you think about their commitment to using quality ingredients.
Oh, yeah. They are very well known for that.
Yeah. So Nutrilite actually owns and operates over 6,000 acres of certified organic farmland around the world. 6,000 acres?
Yeah. It's massive.
That's incredible.
I know. It's like this network of global gardens, and they are all dedicated to growing the most potent and nutrient-rich ingredients possible.
That's a serious commitment to quality.
Right.
It's not just about quantity either, though, right? They have some pretty unique farming practices.
Right. For sure. So, for instance, take their Trout Lake Farm in Washington State. It's completely pesticide-free.
Yeah.
And get this, they even use falcons for natural pest control.
Falcons?
Yes. They have one named Copper, who is apparently quite the celebrity.
That's amazing.
I know, right? And then there's El Pedicle Farm in Mexico, which they chose because it has the perfect conditions for growing a really diverse range of crops. And then there's the massive Acerola cherry farm in Brazil. That one has actually won 7 sustainability awards.
7?
Yeah, 7.
That's really impressive.
I know. So you can see how much they prioritize sustainability and working with nature.
Yeah, for sure.
It all kind of goes back to Rehnborg's original vision of supplementing diets with nutrients that are derived directly from plants.
Yeah. He really believed that nature holds the key to optimal health.
Right. And you can see how that vision is reflected in everything they do. From the way they select their farms to the way they actually manage the land.
Yeah, they're not just trying to produce a ton of product. They're really trying to mimic natural ecosystems.
Exactly.
It's all about quality over quantity.
I love that. Okay, so we know they grow these amazing ingredients, but how do we know those ingredients actually end up in that little bottle of vitamins you buy?
Well, that's where Nutrisort comes in.
Nutrisort.
Yeah, it's their 9-step traceability process. And honestly, it's one of the things that sets them apart in the industry.
Okay, so what is it exactly?
So basically, they can trace every single ingredient from the moment it's planted as a tiny seed all the way to the finished product and even beyond. Yeah. Think of it like a detective following clues. Except in this case, those clues are guaranteeing the quality and origin of every ingredient in your vitamin bottle.
So you're saying I could pick up a bottle of, say, Nutrilite vitamin C and trace those acerola cherries back to the exact tree they came from in Brazil.
Yep. Every step of the journey is documented and verified, so you know exactly where your vitamins are coming from.
That's pretty amazing.
Right. And it's not just them saying so either. They actually have third-party verification from organizations like NSF International and EcoCert SA. So you have these independent experts auditing their processes to make sure they meet the highest standards of transparency and quality.
So it's like having a panel of judges confirming that they are doing what they claim.
Exactly.
That's a serious commitment to accountability.
It really is.
Okay, but even with all of that, don't they still conduct their own testing on the products?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They conduct over 500,000 quality tests a year on their products.
Like 500,000.
Yeah. And another 30,000 tests on the packaging itself.
It seems like a lot of tests.
It is, but they really want to make sure that everything is perfect.
So what exactly are they testing for?
They're checking for any potential issues with purity, safety, effectiveness. Basically, they want to be absolutely sure that what you are putting into your body is top-notch. So they do all these tests to catch anything from contaminants to inconsistencies and potency.
Wow, it sounds like they really go above and beyond.
Yeah, they're definitely exceeding industry standards.
It really makes you think about those vitamins in your cabinet differently, doesn't it?
Yeah, you really start to appreciate all the work that goes into each bottle.
I know, it's not just a vitamin. It's like this culmination of a vision.
And decades of research.
And this commitment to quality that you just don't see everywhere.
Exactly.
So what do you think? Feeling a bit more informed?
Oh, yeah, definitely. What an interesting story.
And a bit inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all go forage for some plants now.
Uh-huh.
Kidding. But seriously, if you are curious to learn even more about those amazing Nutrilite farms and their traceability process, we encourage you to check out their website. It's definitely worth exploring.
I have to check it out.
Awesome. Until next time, happy discovering.
See ya.
Bye.